And if you own a Helix or anything in the HX family, I mean, this is kind of something that happens on a lot of modelers, but for us Helix people, it's really, really apparent in the snapshots. Sorry, I'm in I'm in a crazy amount of pain. That's hard to think, but when you're switching snapshots, sometimes you hear this real loud pop or click. And I'll give you an example of it right now. So here's a clean preset. Oops, sorry, that is not clean. Okay, there's the clean. Now I'm going to switch. You can see over here on the snapshots, I'm going to switch to a distorted snapshot. All right, and so I hear that some of the explanation for why this happens is the order that things turn on and off in the signal chain. And I don't know if the first one goes first, second one goes second, or whatever. But no matter what I do, I've gotten to the point where I'm equalizing the or I'm making everything unity gain, like all my impulses, make sure they're unity so they don't make any trouble. And that doesn't quite help. So I've heard it helps for some people, but it's not helping for me. So one thing that people said, though, was that if you just switched a path, that should fix it. And I've done some experimenting with this already today. I came up with some pretty good solutions, but part of the issue is, for instance, I make a preset for every song, and in order to apply the fix that I came up with, I'm going to have to do some crazy stuff. Actually, thinking about making a an app or a program, or maybe just a series of scripts for Google Sheets or Notepad++, where you can easily grab amplifiers or whatever from one preset to another. So you could use a text editor. I use a text editor a lot. I think I've done some videos on that. I use a text editor for switching these things up. Like this one uses one impulse. A different preset uses different impulses, but they're the same songs. Depending on the room, I might want to use one impulse rather than another. And I was able to switch all that with the text editor. But anyway, let's test that theory that it is the that you could use different paths to fix this. So let's I'm gonna add my clean stuff to the top. Oh, why? Wow, that is some aggressive CPU use here. Okay, so that's my clean IR. Wow, seriously, I can't fit that? That is that's crazy. Here, hold on. Let me pull this back up. USB. All right, so let me make sure that it still has that problem if I don't use this 12-string thing. Hold on. Interesting. It's not as bad. That's kind of strange. All right, let me load this back up. Okay, I got another way to do this. How about this? Okay, remove all this stuff. And let's do it this way. Okay, so what this is going to be, See, let me make this the input. Okay, so this is going to be from to path 2A, and this is going to come straight in from the guitar as well. Get rid of sense, get rid of all this extra stuff. So in this case, we're going to make it so we switch between paths. What I'd like to do is an A-B switch. Yeah, why don't I do that? Hold on, let me try. Let's do this. This is going to go to path 2B, and this is going to come in from none. Okay, so in rhythm, I'm going to use a split A-B, okay? So I'm going to, for distortion, I'm going to send it all the way to the left, which is, sorry, going to go to route A, and for the other one, it's going to go to route B. So for this one, let's change that to snapshots. Okay. So when I switch, it's going to switch route A and B. And you notice the other thing is these things turning on and off. That probably has something to do with it, but we're going to, let's just see where we get now. So I'm going to play. I don't hear any horrible noise anymore. Do you? That's I'm gonna record it so you can just make sure. Give me a second here. Well, we'll check it on a recording. Oh, does not want to open a new instance of Reaper. Hold on, let me do it now. So I'm using Portable Reaper to play into the Line 6. I'm using Line 6 drivers there. Let me see if I can open Portable Reaper still. Hopefully this doesn't do clicking and popping and all kinds of crazy junk. Okay. So I'm going to add a track. This is going to be 28, 5 to 6, 27, 20. I got to rename these things. Sorry. All right. Oops. Okay, so that's coming in. All right. Oops, no. Hit record. Try it again. Okay, and I'm going to compare that. That's really good. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to compare that to the to how it was originally. Okay. Try. Okay, so I got to change that to USB 3.4. Okay. Okay, let's look at these. You hear that click? Yeah, that's hugely different. However, there is a there's something to gum up the works. There's all these effects. Let me get rid of these, and really want to do apples to apples here. You get rid of this just in case there's anything funny, any funny business going on. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Okay, so you can see it. You see this spike right here. That's that noise. And, you know, honestly, is it that important? Like, is people really going to notice this thing? Maybe. I can tell you it bothers me a lot. Okay. I don't even know which one's the right one anymore. Is that the one we were just making? Yes. Oh, I did have the delay and everything on there. Never mind. All right. I want to try something else here. Let's just make sure this is playing. Okay. Now, how about if I already have all these guys on? So the impulse is still on, the amp's still on, the distortion's still on. What's going to happen to our switching now if we do that? That's still good. Okay. So I'd rather just leave that stuff on anyway. Okay. So the problem's going to be, I start deleting these before I forget who's who. Okay, remember 10A is the one we're working on. So I got a couple issues here. I would love to throw that right in here for the clean and switch it here. But this is my harmonizer right here. So that isn't quite something I want to do. If this path could go like that, have an output and still go here, that'd be nice. But the other problem is that I can't fit this DSP up here. It's not, hopefully the Helix Stadium, if we end up getting one, we'll fix that. So this is my clean block right here. This is my keyboard system down here. In fact, let's make sure we're going to turn that on. Okay. Make sure that's working actually. Oh, wait, I gotta change that to USB 3 and 4. Okay, there we go. My headphones are giving me serious issues. Okay, so keyboard's working. All right, so what I could do, put this down on this path. Maybe move the keyboards up. Oh, here's the other problem with doing it this way. I need this pitch shifter because that's going to be for for my band when we have to play a half step down. I'm trying to think if there's any reason not to leave this keyboard in the way here. Only one I'm really worried about is that sometimes I play keyboard and guitar at the same time, and I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then I have a expression pedal that switches between keyboard and guitar. Yeah, can I move this up there? So if I do, then I don't have to bypass it. Let's see. Let me just try. I can foresee a whole bunch of problems with this, but let me see. So rhythm. Yeah, see, I should probably leave it down there. I'm a little scared because I don't want to. There's so many parameters that are used in this. All right, well, I'm just going to bypass them for now. Let me just make sure this stuff is still working. Okay. And so I'm going to change this input to, well, it would be guitar normally. It's going to be USB 3 and 4 right now. I wish there was a way, and before I was using a send and bringing the clean in where the keyboard was, but that'll take a converter hit, which I don't want to do. So here's my pitch shift block. I'm just going to make it identical to this one. In fact, let me just copy it. Okay. And for the controller, bypass is going to be on foot switch 2. It's latching. Let's see if that'll let me do it. Switch 2. All right, that's already set. Okay, perfect. Okay. So now, when I... Oh, man, how would I do this? Do we have control? No. Oh, boy. Huh. So for doing this A-B switch here... I mean, I could easily switch output paths, right? I could switch it here. That may not be what I want to do, though. That might... that's still going to hear the output is... Should probably switch both, actually. But I could put a gain block here. Not that I can fit it. I guess I could move the IR down here. Put a gain block here. I could put a gain block in each of these and then just have it switch out. That would be one way to do an A-B switch. Or I could just switch it here. Let's try switching it here first. Let's just see how that works. So I'm going to give these snapshot control. Now I'm going to think about equalizing the impulses too, because I think that will help. But okay, so rhythm, I don't want to hear path B. And 12 string, I don't want to hear path A. Okay, so let's that's not bad, is it? Oh, okay. These are off. Really, should they be on? I don't know. Let me turn these all back on, and let's see if there's any weirdness that happens because of that. That's actually smoother. I'm very tempted to do an A/B switch of some sort here. Put this impulse here. Yeah, I'm gonna put a gain block in. I don't know which one eats less or more. Hold on, let's find that out. There's the Ben Vesco one. There's a spreadsheet one. Well, I don't know if there's a 3.8, but I think these things have been here so long. I think we'll be okay. Let me pull this one up. Okay, volume seems to use less. So I'll just do a volume. Move that first. And then I'm also going to put one down here. And what I could do, I could just turn this on or off, or we could switch it with the fader. I'm not sure which one would be better. Let's no, I don't want anything controlling this. Okay. So we could do, so this is one way to do it. Turn these both all the way down. And I don't know if linear log is going to matter. So when rhythm is there, this one will be off. And when it's 12 string, this one will be off. Okay. Let's see if that makes any difference. Like it might not. It already sounded okay. It was actually fine. What's messing up on my headphone system? Is it the jack? Is it the cable? Is it the adapter? It's driving me nuts. Cable's bad. Okay. That sounds really good. I'm going to turn these both off for now, though. I want to see if that really makes any difference at all. Nah, that's I don't need these. Just adding complexity. Okay. This is actually working really good. Let me see what I'd have to change on my other presets. So this is going to matter. Who's showing up here? So I'm gonna switch A and B here. So check my lead one. Don't want it on there. Harmony. Don't want that. Acoustic is going to be the opposite way. Keyboard. Now this is a good question here. I don't think I want the B on there. And rhythm or keyboard. is. Okay. Okay, now some of my logic is going to be messed up. I might have to use the send and return in order to make this work. Let's think about this. The reason I'm using volumes here is that I have an expression pedal that's normally all the way down, and it's actually sprung so that it's toe up or heel down. And if I were to use that to control the anything that's meant to be at 100%, then all you got to do is bump it once and it's going to drop down. Like, so that's not going to work for in a case I want to bring the keyboard in with my foot. Okay, so drive through is on snapshots. Now, what I have to do is control with expression pedal 3. Yeah, see, that's what one's on there. Between the gain going to the guitar amp and the gain going to the keyboard. And I think that might be already set. This might actually still work. So let me hit play here. Okay, I'm not hearing. Okay, so that's keyboard. Why am I not getting guitar? Okay, drive through should be working. This should be working. What's going on? Oh, okay, so here's the problem. Now this is going through this path. That's not going to work because there's this compressor here. I don't want that. I guess this has to be down on the bottom. I don't know if it should be before or after the clean. But what's going to happen is these are going to have to turn off when it's clean, and that might make a pop. That could be a problem. I guess I could use different. Well, let's just see. Let's just check it. Let's see if this actually works. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, why is this not working? Why isn't this working? Oh, because I've got to make these even here. So before, you know, I may not even need this one, do I? And in fact, should this volume really be in front of the compressor? That sounds dumb. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Let me check the original. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. This volume should be after that compressor. Okay, well, I'll fix that. Where was it? 10A, right? Yes, okay. So I don't know that I need this volume knob because I could just be using I could use the expression pedal to control this. But then again, that's going to get me back to that same problem of in case it accidentally gets bumped, it'll jump the level. Okay. So I guess we should keep this, but I'm going to put the volume after the compressor. Okay. So let me try this again. Oops. Okay, that works. Now, I have a feeling this clean is going to be a problem. So let me just go through these. And then there's times where I want to be able to bring the keyboard in with the guitar. I don't think I can do that with the. Oh, I can because it's before that. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, I can't. All right. Let me think about this. Actually, let me fix this first. I know that this is going to have to be. In the case of the keyboard, I've killed the dry through, so I don't need to turn off A. It can stay on. Okay. Let me check that real quick. What was that? Okay, now the keyboard's gross. That is awful. So I'm cutting out that path. Oh, you know what that might be doing? There might be a little bit of the delay. All right. Well, I don't like how that switches at all. Hold on, let me play that again. Okay, well that switch is gross, but it's not how I use that anyway. Let's check and see if it how it does with the expression pedal. Oh, I gotta stop hitting space. I'm really messing things up. Yeah, that switch is beautiful. That's the expression pedal, though. Let me show you. So that's this. One goes up while the other goes down. That one goes up while this one goes down. See? So it's like a seesaw between these two volumes. That's nice. I don't know why it's nasty switching into the keyboard. It might be because I'm turning on a bunch of delays and stuff. Okay, so now the question's going to be, if I'm in rhythm snapshot, I got no B level, so I can't bring the keyboard in. Doesn't do anything. Now, I have the keyboard off so that I can switch to clean. Oh, see, now I have all these clean things are off. See, I don't. Okay, hold on. I gotta check. I'm gonna turn these on and see if that makes a difference when switching clean to distortion. What's the problem? Oh, okay. These definitely got to be off then. I could actually use the same compressor, probably. And I gotta stop hitting that space bar. Okay. What happens if I leave these on while these two on? Wait. Oh no. What did I do with my 12 string? Oh no. Hold on. I don't even know why I use this. I don't know that it makes any difference, but I like it. Okay. So what happens if these are on? Is that going to be worse or better than with them off? That sounds exceptionally good. Okay. I'll fight that keyboard battle in just a second. Let me check some stuff. It's all on. Your rhythm, I have it all on. Okay. I'm making a couple assumptions here. We'll deal with that in a second. Just want to check. Interesting. I want these on at all times. I think. Not positive. Because of where the return is, I can actually break the signal simply, but we're going to fight that in a second. Let me just make sure I have these on all the time. Hold on. I got to check these too. And how am I doing this? Oh, I'm doing harmony with the B level. Okay. Okay. Keyboard. You know what? I think I can actually have these on for when the keyboard's on. IR, I'm gonna have everything on. And we're gonna check these again in a second. So rhythm or keyboard. I think I can have this on. We're gonna find out. Okay. So I'm gonna hit let's just check. Okay, so that is nice. Now the question is, leaving this keyboard on, I think I did for the lead. No, I turned it off. Okay, so let me just make sure that clean the distortion is still good. Sounds beautiful. Okay, the one last little thing that I think I'm missing. What happens if I turn the keyboard on? So this way, this is for this. If I wanted to do, I hear it. Oh, that's 12 string. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want that. It's on rhythm. What if I turn this on? So what's this going to do to the switching? It could pop a keyboard sound in. It could make the clean pop. We're going to find out. Actually, that sounds fine. Okay, so I'm going to... No. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me turn them back on. I got to save it. I guess that was the problem. I didn't save it. All right, let's try this again. Is that worse than when these were off? Man, I can't tell. I'm going to do another recording. Okay, this is with them off. Okay. So this is going to be off. And then this one's going to be with it, those already on. Record. Rhythm. Turn the keyboards on. And let's try this again. Okay, so let's check these out because I think I hear a gap. I don't know. Okay, so here's... Yeah, I see it. That puts a gap. Interesting. I don't know how important it is. Let me show you. So this is what that's for. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, there's another problem. So in this case, I want the B level actually at unity. I'll show you why. Here we go. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. So this would be so that I can mix in the keyboard sound if I wanted. I could possibly do it with the mix control. That might do it. Leave this off. and just use the mix control. Let me see how this is real quick. I know we're nitpicking when we're talking about this being a gap. How long is that? 18 milliseconds. I mean, something to worry about, I guess. Right? A little bit. At least a little bit. Okay. Let's see if there's a slick way to get through this. So the gap is happening when I switch from clean to distortion, only when these guys are in the picture. And having it at unity is not helping. And if it weren't for these two guys... Okay, hold on. Why would that be making it gap? Because those switch in quicker than distortion does. Oh. I don't know how important it is to have them both play at the same time. I have some Sabaton songs where I'd actually like that, but I could probably... There's no clean in those songs, so I could probably just do this a different way. But maybe there's a solution, and it might be right here on the mix control. Let's just say we leave. No, I don't think that's going to work. Interesting that it's gapping from clean to distortion rather than distortion to clean. Let's confirm that though. You can hear it click, but not by much. That is a substantial gap. I could make it so that this never turns on or off, and this is just controlled by a snapshot. But this would still have to go on and off. Let me try that real quick. You know, if I combine these two compressors, that might do it. But let me just check this real quick. So rhythm mix is going to be at 100 and 12 string mix is going to be at 0. And I'm going to leave it on. I think I'm getting a click on the clean that I wasn't getting before. It may just be safer to just turn that off. Let me just check this again to make sure I understand this. So if it's like this, it should, there should be a gap. But it's not much of a gap. It's really nothing to complain about, but I mean, I'm just trying to get the very best we possibly can out of it. Oh, now we got to fix this. Okay. Try this again. That is beautiful. If I got to run the keyboard in parallel, I'll figure something out for whatever song that needs that in particular. I think I have a way to do that. There's no clean in the song that I'm thinking of. But we are doing Amaranthine by Amaranth, and there's no clean in that either. All right, so I think this is right. Let's just go through it. Okay, so this is going to be off. Clean's always going to be on. Yeah, so let's look at the B level here. For the cleans, should be on. A should be off. That's right. So keyboard, I could actually mix in the A level. What's going on here? Hold on. Oh, I'm shutting off the distortion with this. That's right. Okay. I think you can actually, yeah, see the outputs are automatable. It's not the inputs. That's weird. Okay. Keyboard. That's correct. Rhythm or keyboard. Oh, wait a second. Keyboard. Keyboard doesn't have this volume control because it should be on all the time. Okay. Rhythm or keyboard. Everything's on. I think this is good. So here's the problem now. Here's how it exists here. Now here's all my other ones. I've got to change all the songs to that. And each song has a different key. Some of them have different start and stops, snapshot positions. Although I might have gotten rid of that. Okay, they all got different names. They all got different keys. I could go through there and just rename them all. Yeah, I could just recreate them. I have a feeling I can use. Yeah, let's take a look at something real quick. Do some hacking. Okay. Go to my drive. Why is this not alphabetical? I think this is the right one. Okay. Get rid of this. Okay, so I'm going to drag. Let me do something simple. Okay, one's D minor, one's C minor. Okay, so these two. I want to look and find out where pitch is specified. It might be easy to find, might be hard to find. So I'd like to make some sort of scripting system where you would have like a grid and you could pick, I want an amp from this preset, I want the key from that preset, whatever. But let's see if we can't find where the key is. This is somewhat human readable, so it's not horrible. Here we go. Key voice 1. Key voice 1. Okay, hold on. Which no? I forget how they number these. I think it goes from path A and path B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think block 8. Block 8 is half step down. We should have 2 of those. Okay, DSP 0. I think DSP 0 is the top. But why would that be block 8? Oh, okay. Hold on. Block 8 because that's a controller. I'm using a special button to control. In fact, how am I doing that? Let me see if it's in command center. This is so confusing. Well, I'm not going to use need that anymore. Okay, so this switch right here. Oh, it's not on there. Okay, so that's just done by some sort of controller. Yeah, and then I have it so it's not snapshot bypassed. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, let's just keep reading. So this could be it. Max 2, minimum 3. Okay, that might be right there, might be the keys. 2 and 3. 2 would be 2 would be sorry, which one is that? D minor, C minor, okay. 2 would be A. No, what am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. It's for Holy Diver. Okay, 2 would be. Okay, max is 2, minimum is 3. So minimum is 3, A, B, C. I don't think that's right though. If I switch it on, see it goes to B. How does it get sharps and flats? Then if C is 3 and B is 2, then one would be A sharp? No. Let's look at this one. Let's see if we can figure it out from here. I may not want to text edit this. I mean, it looks as scary as doing the stuff by hand. V0 block 8. Yeah, max 4 and 5. So 4. Yeah, how are we doing sharps and flats? Wait, 4 is C sharp. 5 is D. Okay, 1 is A. Oh, well, how about this? 0 is A. 1 is B. 2 is... No. All right. 0 is A. 1 is A sharp, B flat. 2 is B. 3 is C. 4 is C sharp. 5 is D. I think that's right. Let me pull one up that's A minor. So A minor is this Rainbow in the Dark. Let's take a look at that. Down here. Block 8. 11 and 0. Okay, so 0 is A. Minimum is A. And 11 is G sharp. Okay, so that's where you set your keys. I could go in there. I could go in there and edit these by hand. That's kind of a pain. Get the names and everything else. All right. Well, so if I did have all of these named a different name, yeah. See, that's man. Naming them and stuff takes some time. But I think I know what to do here. If I have to, I can get in a text edit. I might just rebuild everything from scratch. I think that's good. But you know, the main thing is, and let's just test this in real life. I'm going to switch these back to guitar, and I'm going to grab a guitar. I'm going to see if this doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do. So let me grab a guitar, try and play it. Yeah. Oh. Okay, hold on, sorry. Now, the trick for me is how about yes. All right. That's good. So how about Children of the Sea? What else do I got that's clean and distorted? Anything? Yeah. Okay. Well, that works, but that leaves me with the pile of work to do on the. I'll be doing some on the text editor, some by hand, I guess. I think that's about it. Oh, it's an hour and 8 minutes. All right. Well, and then when I get confused, I'm gonna come back to this video. All right. Thanks for.